Back once again for the Renegade Master. Deep or down pound to the people. Back once again for the Renegade Master. Deep or down with the ill behavior. I don't know if she says deep on down. I don't even know if it's a woman singing that song. I don't even know if you know that song.
I don't.
It's a club song from the UK.
A club song?
Look it up, Renegade Master. It was all I would listen to for like weeks.
How many clubs did you go to in the UK?
None. That's why it's the Renegade Master, because I'm a renegade. I don't do clubs.
That's how renegade you are. You RT'd the shit out of that club option. Hi everybody. Welcome to February.
Hi.
Hi. This is our
My birthday month.
It is his birthday month. We just celebrated his birthday.
Celebrated. You are injured and you were lying on the couch all day and I was sick. And then we watched Suicide Squad. So you decide if that's a celebration.
We have a lot of good news for you.
First of all, we should mention we haven't done one of these Patreon updates in a while. Because we've been kind of... I mean, December and January is kind of a busy time for content creators.
I don't even remember.
It was a blur.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. It was a real blur. It was the blue blur.
With that being said, we have quite a few exciting projects on the way. We are hoping to have the Mark Remark out in the next week or so. Unfortunately, Comic-Con landed on the same weekend as the Royal Rumble, which kind of put us at a disadvantage in terms of scheduling and also in terms of not working ourselves to death. But we are hoping to have that done soon. And those of you who were at Comic-Con might remember the fact that he showed a preview of a new Evil Council that we're working on right now.
I showed it.
Yeah. So
it's almost done.
Once Mark Remark is done, that will be the next thing on the list to go.
That's the next priority. And the next after that, which ties into what you're about to mention, is I start working on episode 70.
We went back in time.
75?
We built... Nope, I can't say that. That's a spoiler. I was going to spoil the Yu-Gi-Oh!
You're going to talk about the new Yu-Gi-Oh! movie, which you may have seen. I'm not going to mention if I'm going to abridge that. But what I am abridging is the next episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, which comes out when?
February 15th is what we said?
Ideally February 15th. We don't... I take that with a grain of salt just because these things...
We're waiting on an editor to put the finishing touches on everything.
And also it's a LittleKuriboh project, so those are always cursed.
Delays are imminent.
Egyptian Pharaoh placed a curse on it. If you ever solve the puzzle of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, then I will possess your body and tell you how not to make things.
Is this something I have to look forward to?
I mean, you're not solving any puzzles, are you?
I don't know. I'm solving the puzzle as to
of
how
marriage.
we're still together, yeah.
Marriage is a puzzle. This is the Millennium Engagement Ring, Yugi.
I would be so excited that happened!
Engagement ring. Speaking of Bakura and Marik.
What a wonderful segue!
So many segues.
Regardless of whether or not we can get Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged out on the 15th,
we should be able to get out.
There's no reason why it shouldn't happen at this point. We are hoping to have a very special gift ready for patrons on Valentine's Day. It is a interactive kinetic novel featuring the works of LittleKuriboh's fan fiction. Marik and Bakura go to Censored.
Inspired by my fan fiction.
It's not inspired by, it just is.
A word-for-word reenactment.
Yes. We had a lot of great artists pitch
Well, it was their idea.
Yes, yeah, actually one of our patrons emailed me during one of our streams and asked to discuss a project, and it turned out to be a visual novel, which I'm a big fan of.
She plays the heck out of them. She dates more fictional men than she goes on dates with me.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know if that says bad things about how many dates we go on or how many dates you go on with fictional people.
Hot boys aside, let's continue to talk about hot boys. Yes, we're hoping to have the kinetic novel out, and it's going to be given as a gift to literally anyone who pledges any amount to the Patreon.
So if you haven't yet and you were thinking about doing it, and we should mention that it is adult in nature, there is some erotic content in this fanfic, but it's the abridged versions of these characters, so it's also a comedy. It's very much more of a it's not meant to be taken very seriously.
Yeah.
So it's a funny project. It's a funny like adult visual novel that you can get if you agree to accept it. And if you obviously are over the age of, I don't know what, the age.
18.
18.
Yes,
You're over
I'm
18.
going to be sending emails out to everyone and confirming their age. If you don't respond, then you will not get the visual novel.
And it's all voiced by me.
It is, and editing those lines was very interesting. I mean, like, I personally think Bakura is the sexiest voice that you do, but...
It's clearly Mokuba.
But Marik being sexy is highly uncomfortable.
Well,
so
we're giving you that.
Pledge the Patreon and you'll find out just how uncomfortable
Giving you
it
the
is.
feeling of being uncomfortable.
Yes, and we're going to do a more public announcement too here.
Cringing is your gift.
Yes, but you'll be able to see in-game footage from that and get a taste of what it's going to look like. I should not have used the word taste for that. But anyway, moving on away from sex. Sex.
Moving away from the sex.
Speaking of Patreon streams.
Oh yes, we have
a Patreon stream. What day is it?
Woof. It's on the 19th.
On the 19th. It's on the board right there. I didn't think to look at it.
On the board that we just finished hanging.
I mean, they've seen it. If they've watched We're Still Here, they've seen it behind me.
Alright, well, I think it's cool.
It is very cool. She put a lot of work into it. What?
My dad did.
Oh, yeah. It's her dad, mostly. So, but yeah, Patreon stream on the 19th of February at 12 noon PST, 3 p.m. EST, and 8 GMT PM.
If you are a $5 patron or above, please be sure to join us.
You can find the link on the Patreon page.
Yes, but only if you pledge. Oh, there was one other thing we wanted to address. The fact that our Patreon has unfortunately dipped below the $3,000 mark.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, everyone has different reasons as to why they can or cannot pledge a certain amount, but
it's really cool that anyone's pledging anything, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. We are so grateful for
that sounded really sarcastic.
Everything I say sounds sarcastic,
it's true.
Though. So it's dipped below $2,800 or below $3,000, which means we might have to shift the schedule around to accommodate for extra work that we have to take on to make up for the difference. That being said, we're still going to try and plug along with the intention of releasing a Mark episode every week covering the 4 major pay-per-views, in addition to coming out with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged every other month. But beyond that, even that, we're going to do our best to maintain that schedule. And there's only the 2 of us, really, with the editors that help us out.
Yeah, thank you to the editors, and thank you to the fans for putting that visual novel project together. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm very blown away by it.
We are endlessly grateful for your pledges. And we hope that you're happy with the content that we're coming out with. And we hope that you continue to be happy. And if you aren't happy, then be happy.
Please be happy.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
And we'll see you.
Move away from the sex.
We'll see you next month.
Away from the sex.